Happy Vlogmas Day 10. So this video is going up a lot later than I expected. I'm actually glad that I'm doing this because for a while I wasn't sure I was even going to film, but I'm like, no, let's do it. Better late than never. Again, trying to be consistent. If anything, this is for me to get into a routine and just be consistent and productive, if you want to call this being productive, and do something. But yeah, I had a full shift at work, so things didn't go quite as planned at work, but I mean, I did what I could, and yay for a full shift, because that means I get paid. Well, I get paid more. Well, anyway, I worked more hours, so better paycheck. But anywho, I am so tired. I thought I was gonna take a nap, and I tried, and I couldn't fall asleep. So I've just been vegging out, watching TV and on my phone, scrolling through TikTok and kind of Facebook. I've been up for 20 hours now and only got like maybe 4 hours of sleep last night. So and each night I've only been getting about 4 hours, if even that, during this week, because getting up at 5 in the morning is difficult. At least for me, it's difficult. So yeah, and when I got off from work today, it was kind of like I suspected, but it wasn't as bad. Like, there was a lot heavier traffic going towards where the new In-N-Out just opened, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I just heard a voice and it didn't sound like anybody who lives in the house. Okay, anyway, well, it must have been my dad. It just sounded weird. I hear him coughing in his room. What's to say, are we having a paranormal experience here? Which wouldn't be the first time. We've had a lot of paranormal experiences in this house. It reminds me, gosh, it's probably been like 7 or 8 years ago, but it was like Halloween, like the night of, like, going into Halloween, like in the wee hours of the morning. My dad claims that he heard music playing and like a little girl singing. So and it was coming from the living room, which was like right beside my room. So he's like, I had gone to work and came back from work, because of course back then I was still getting up early too. But when I got home from work, he's like, did you hear the little girl singing last night? And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, the little girl singing in the living room last night. I was like, what? And I was like, oh. So yeah, and that's just one tiny little experience out of the many. Anyway, so did I ever say this? Like, after I got off from work, I did my little shopping, like I was talking about in yesterday's video day 4. Anyway, my dad gave me some money to buy a couple of gifts for myself if they were still in stock, which, good, secured. But I also spent some money on myself too. So first up, I've already clearly opened this, but this is one of the things I was talking about in that fragrance video, I think from 2 days ago, is the Daydreams Forever discovery set. And it's just the perfume sprays. Like, I was kind of like, when I saw it in the store, I wasn't sure if they were going to be body sprays or perfume, but it's perfume. Like, it says it's perfume. And I tried looking this up online, and I'm not sure if this is like an actual brand, or if this is just one of those generic little things that they make and send out to discount stores. So anyway, this one has the scents Marshmallow Clouds, Strawberry Fields, and Vanilla Candy. And I've sprayed the strawberry one. I sprayed the other two, but just barely, and I didn't really get a good whiff of them. I'm smelling where I sprayed the strawberry one. from what I can tell, the lasting power isn't that great, which I kind of expected that with this. And the strawberry, it's alright scent, but it's still not what I'm looking for. And since tonight I was reminded to look on Sephora's website, you know, you can go to the search bar and type in just a keyword or whatever. So the last time I looked for strawberry scents on Sephora's website, it's been a couple of years ago, and like there weren't a whole lot of things coming up at the time. That's how like I got into the Burberry Her, which I ended up buying like Burberry Her, a little tiny set of Burberry Her, because it had that strawberry note. And I didn't realize at the time that that was closely, or it was similar to Baccarat Rouge 540, and also the Ariana Grande Cloud was similar. Like they're all kind of like similar scents, which later on I ended up getting Cloud from work. Yeah, anyway, that was like at the beginning of this journey for a strawberry scent. So I saw that there's several other options now, and I think I'm gonna try, oh, what's that brand? Shoot, I'm going blank. But anyway, it's like a popular one apparently that's like a Yum Bougie strawberry. I don't remember exactly, but it's Yum Bougie strawberry. Anyway, I think I'm gonna try if I can't get into a Sephora store soon, I may just go ahead and order it, like the little travel size. Or also Fleur has a strawberry scent, and I didn't know that. I've only had one Fleur scent, and it's Missing Person. Like I absolutely love the Missing Person scent because it's so nostalgic. Like it reminds me of something from it that had this very distinct scent that I would smell in the 90s, and I still haven't pinpointed what the fragrance is. Like I thought for a long time that it was probably Elizabeth Taylor White Diamonds, but it was not. When I bought Elizabeth Taylor White Diamonds, and I like that scent, like I genuinely like that scent, but that wasn't what I thought. And also gosh, years before I ever worked for Burlington, my dad had got me for Easter a Calvin Klein scent. It's not Eternity. I want to say it was like Escape. Anyway, I still have it, and that was another close in the running. And also the skin scents. I get Clean Reserve. And there's another one. Why am I going blank on everything? There's another one that I often get the travel size. Anyway, one is like Bubble Bath, and another has, I think Clean Reserve has the skin, that's the scent, which also, I can go, okay, anyway. And then the one that I can't think of is Bubble Bath, which I absolutely love Bubble Bath. Like that's another great one. Okay, we're gonna abandon that tangent and get back on track. So I'm hoping, like, this time of the year, I don't want to go to a mall. I really don't want to go to a mall. I'll wait probably the new year. But Sephora does, I keep getting an email about 20% off, including, no, that's, I was going to say including Prestige, but that's Ulta's wording. No, it's just 20% off. So anyway, I may just go ahead and bite the bullet and order just because. And I guess if I don't like them, I can return them. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Back on track. I was going to say about the strawberry scent, it's not quite what I want, but it does smell good. It kind of almost reminds me of like a strawberry soda scent, which Bath and Body Works, I remember, was it back in the summer? Was it even this year or last year? It's sad. They had like a strawberry soda scent, which I went into the store. I was so close to buying it online and picking it up. I was like, no, let me just head down into the store. And it was so disappointing. Like, I sprayed it a couple of times. I was like, no, no, like, what is this? But if there was ever a strawberry soda scent, I would say that this is close to it, or like more of a candy scent. But it's not so, it's not as strawberry, like, it's not a strong strawberry as I want. Like, I guess what I'm looking for, I am looking for like an artificial sweet strawberry scent. You know, like a strawberry candy scent, but this isn't quite it. And the marshmallow, I couldn't get a good whiff of it. Like, I could kind of smell it. I need to spray that again. Well, anyway, I'm going to be spraying them again because enough about this. I don't know. Well, let me just say that this is $12.99. So if anybody's watching this because they're interested in buying the set, I would hold off. I would pass up on it unless you just like experimenting with scents or collecting scents. I may try. Like, I usually use them like body spray and just spray it over the clothes. But it may be worthwhile trying it with like the Dollar Tree vitamin E oil. You know how people like mix the oil and perfume together to make like a perfume oil, but instead I'm just like kind of rub it on my skin and then spray it and see how that, whatever. This is too much. Okay, so I will show, okay, so this is what I got from my dad, and I've already talked about these in the other video because I had intended on buying them if we had them in stock still, which fortunately we did. So this is the declassified, it's a gift set, and these are like the dupes or knockoff. I'm wondering if they're like Dossier, because I feel like Dossier is truly good quality for what it is. But Dossier is kind of overpriced for what it is too, just saying. But this is a 3-piece set, and this is the men's, so it has the dupe of, I can barely read that in this light. Okay, it has the dupe of Creed's Adventure, Chanel Blue, and then the Dior Sauvage. So this will be one of his little gifts for Christmas. That way he can try a variety of things. Yeah. And then I got, well, he got me, again, a declassified set. And this one has the knockoff of Baccarat Rouge 540, Tom Ford Lost Cherry, which I haven't smelled that scent. And I like cherry scents. So hopefully this will be good. And of course the Kilian Love Don't Be Shy. So I'm excited about the Love Don't Be Shy. We'll see. Because I've said it in the other video, I like the Dossier version. It's not 100% spot on, but it's close enough. So I'm hoping that this is, it doesn't need to be totally spot on, but if it's close enough, that's good for me. I'm just wondering, like, the longevity of these. Like, hopefully these will outlast these. But both of these declassified sets were $15. So, verdict's out on whether it's worth it or not, but I'm hoping that it's worth it. And then, finally, this. So, like I said, you know, typical Y2K teen Juicy Couture. So this was not the exact one I wanted. The one that I wanted had sold, which I knew it would sell. I mean, anybody who saw it would jump on it for the price especially. It was like this, but it had rhinestones. So this was the second best option. And we also had a few other ones that were like the fake leather. That kind of they had a Chanel vibe to them, and they were pink. And I'm almost tempted, and I was tempted today to buy one, but because right now the big thing I see on TikTok are the Hermes Kelly dupes from Five Below that are $15, and they have a hot pink one. And I'm almost like, okay, I think I want to get that if I can find it. But for $10 more, I could have a Juicy Couture hot pink that looks like a Chanel. Or it's styled, like in the style of a Chanel. Like of a classic Chanel purse. So, and the thing is, like, I have so many Betsey Johnson purses, but because they're fake leather, you know, that, what is it, polyurethane or whatever material, they don't last. Like, and I've noticed the Betsey Johnson ones are getting worse. And I guess it's all, anything made out of that material. Because I've had it happen to so many of my boots. Like, I had so many knee-high boots or over-the-knee boots that have deteriorated. And I barely ever wore them. And they just, you know, after a couple of years, just the material breaks down. And I've had that happen to some of my favorite fake leather jackets, too. So, I'm kind of iffy about getting any more fake leather purses. And I've got several unused or barely used Betsey Johnson purses as is. So I'm hesitant about jumping into buying one of those Juicy Couture purses. But anyway, all that to say, this is the one that I picked out for my dad to get me for Christmas. So it is velour, you know, the classic velour, and it's embroidered on the front. It says Juicy Couture, Couture Luxury, and then I'm not really a big fan of this, but it says Girly Royalty. I feel like that was unnecessary, but whatever. But yeah. And it has the little charm, like the perfume bottles have this on there. And then the little zipper. And I like that it has the crossbody strap. This is what really sold it. The thing about those pink Chanel inspired purses, they didn't have the crossbody strap, which makes a huge difference. But at the same time, I could add a strap or make a strap or something, you know. That would be hard to add onto one of those purses, but this is definitely a major bonus. So, I get to put this away and wrap it up for my Christmas gift, but I can't wait. And it's like, I like a bigger purse. This is like a medium-sized purse to me. But I would prefer a bigger purse. And I think the one that I really wanted was a little bit bigger than this, but it had like the rhinestones just kind of scattered. And there's several others that we had that had like, they had the rhinestone. They had like juicy written in rhinestones, which, oh my gosh. But they were like smaller. They were like almost half the size of this bag for the same price. So I was like, you know, let me just go ahead and get this one. Because again, this was my second choice out of the ones that we had that I saw the other day. So, I'm just glad I got it. And so this will be a Christmas present, like I said. I didn't realize you can't see them. Little dominoes on the bag. I was going to put everything back in the bag, but so much for that. So, I also thought my plan for tomorrow, which now it actually is tomorrow, was I wanted to get up early and go to Hobby Lobby and Five Below because they're out in Hermitage. Like, I prefer to go to Hermitage for those locations. But I'm just, the way I'm feeling now, like, ship has sailed for that whole time frame of going to bed and to get up early, and I don't want to have another 4-hour night. I want to sleep in tomorrow. And plus, we got a grocery shop tomorrow. So grocery shopping is definitely a priority, and with my vision, I can't be out driving late. When it gets dark, game over. I can't do it. I cannot. It was bad enough. Like, when I go into work and it's dark, that is horrifying for me, and traffic's not nearly as heavy as it would be in the afternoon coming home when it's dark. So, can't do it. Thinking about maybe Friday, but I hate, like I said before in the other video, I hate getting out on Fridays because it's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday are always really heavy traffic days. So, I don't know. And I would prefer to go this week because the sales ad includes stuff at Hobby Lobby. I mean, it's not everything I want to get. Like, I mean, I could go next week and just not even look at the other department. That's the thing. If it's not on sale, then I usually don't look at it at Hobby Lobby. Since they did away with the, what is it, 40% coupon, like I said, if it's not in the sales ad, don't bother unless I'm looking for something very specific anyway. Or like the dollhouse stuff, which that's my primary thing. Dollhouse stuff and beads and jewelry making supplies. That's my two things. And then my other thing is yarn, which is on sale this week. So if it's on sale this week, then it's not going to be on sale next week. That's usually it's every other week, but whatever. Like I need more yarn, but still, I love looking at the yarn. Yeah, so that's my incredibly long, rambly, oh my goodness, I didn't realize how long. Okay, anyway, I'm going to shut up now, and yeah, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow, and hope everybody's doing well.